The end of the year is approaching and it's pretty much time to celebrate everything that has happened so far in 2023. 2023 so far has been an amazing year for Osu, from tournaments to PP records to new players on the rise. I mean, just to name a few, we have Gnahus, Nilanik, Chikoni, Flatty, Zoomer, the surprise return of a secret box. We can kind of say the same thing about Freddy Benson as well. Rectagon has been also popping off a lot in tournaments, and there's countless examples I can go on about for hours. However, with the end of one year, there's always a new year, and with that there's always new players to look up for that may or may not dominate in 2024. So yeah, here's a list of players that I think that are going to absolutely dominate 2024 that you should invest in. Okay, so the first player, and I think this one is an obvious one, is aimbotcone. One look at his profile and you'll see that he has recently skyrocketed through the rankings, setting some absolutely ridiculous speed plays. Not to mention, if you go on his Twitter, he was recently posting some really insane chokes that he has on some maps. Like on that slider speed map, he peaked at 1.2k PP, and while he was playing offline, he managed to get a 1.2k PP play on Sidetrack Dave with 11 misses. Not to mention, without those 11 misses, it would have been worth the infamous 1.7k PP. So yeah, definitely look out for aimbotcone. He's certainly going to make some crazy moves at the start of 2024. But another German player to mention is probably Yary. Although I damn well know that it's a meme to say that Yary is an upcoming player, since he himself has literally said that in the DMs that he has been an upcoming player for years now. But I do genuinely believe that in 2024 he's absolutely going to dominate. He recently reached the top 50 in a period that he usually doesn't pop off a lot due to cold hands. However, other than speed plays, we may see some DT aim plays from him as well, so be on the lookout for that. Speaking of that, we should probably address the elephant in the room, which is probably Kamik. So interestingly enough, I predicted last year that Kamik would make it in the top 50. And well, in one of my previous videos, it did mention that he reached top 150. However, since he was focused on tournaments, I didn't think that he would make the top 50. What came after that video was probably something crazy. As if you see his graph, he absolutely skyrocketed through the rankings. And when he reached the top 50, he instantly DM'd me and told me, hey yo, I hit top 50. And I don't know why, but that kind of put a smile on my face because it was actually pretty cool to see. And I mean, is there anything to say about his capability to play in Osu? Like, the guy can literally do everything from DT aim to DT speed, even nomad scores. And with how easily he was climbing up through the rankings recently, I would definitely recommend that you invest in Kamik. Speaking of which, you should probably invest in aknzx as well, once again. We talked last year about his crazy improvement in the amount of hours he had in the game. However, it is slowly but surely looking like aknzx may be an MREC 2 case. The guy is ranked 45 at the moment and he reached that with only 947 hours in the game. So yeah, I think it's a no-doubter to invest in him once again. That's for top 50 players. What about players that are out of the top 50 that will absolutely dominate as well? Well, first off, the Italian government, aka Meows, by the way. Last year he was at around rank 300 or something like that. This year he's rank 89 and he's slowly but surely making his way into the top 50. He's consistently climbing through the rankings and he recently even set a top play on Prima Stella. I think it's a no-brainer to also mention the champion, aka EZChamp. The guy had an amazing year so far and I think in 2024 he's gonna continue to do some amazing stuff. I think we can also put vixylium here as well. He's currently the #1 player from Lithuania and the dude certainly has an interesting top playlist. A bit more focused on the aim side of things, but like last year we saw what Gnahus was capable of doing with DT aim, and I think vixylium will show something like that next year as well. As an honorable mention, we can also mention Plasma as well. If Plasma maybe starts focusing a bit more on DT aim stuff once again, then he'll certainly be able to sit some crazy stuff. But yeah, I think those are going to be the next up and coming players that are going to reach top 20 or even top 10 next year. But then again, these are personally my picks. There's certainly going to be more players, some of which I may not know as well, so be sure to mention them down in the comments. I may make a follow-up video as well. Also, just as a note before I end off the video, I'm going to be a lot more active on my second channel, focusing a bit more on Geometry Dash type content. If you want to see stuff like that, then be sure to check out the first link in the description and drop a sub to the channel if you want to. But yeah, that's essentially it for today. Thank you so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.